Yo, Vikings Nation, SKOL. The 2025 NFL season is here, and our Minnesota Vikings are storming into Soldier Field to face the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football. But hold up, rumors have been flying about Justin Jefferson's health and J.J. McCarthy's big debut. Are we ready for this purple rain to take over? Let's dive into the latest Vikings news and break down what's got us hyped for Week 1. Can our boys in purple start the season with a bang? Stick with me for the full scoop. The buzz this week has been wild, especially around our superstar wide receiver, Justin Jefferson. After missing all 3 preseason games with a hamstring concern, some folks thought our WR1 might not be 100%. But JJ himself shut that noise down in an exclusive interview with The Escapist on September 6th, saying he's feeling great and ready to dominate. So what's the deal with his recovery, and how's it going to impact our opener? Let's unpack it and see why this could be the start of something epic. Vikings fans, you know we've got a new sheriff in town with J.J. McCarthy taking the QB1 reins. After missing his entire rookie season due to a knee injury, he's stepping into the spotlight for his first NFL start. With a revamped roster and a defense poised to wreak havoc, are we looking at a playoff contender? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What's got you most excited for this season? Let's roll through 15 key updates to get you fired up for the Vikings news you need to know. Justin Jefferson is back. Baby, the 4-time All-Pro wide receiver had us sweating with those hamstring rumors, but he's put the doubters to rest. In his chat with The Escapist, Jefferson said, "Hamstring is feeling great. I'm ready to rock and roll." After missing 7 games in 2023 due to a hamstring strain, he still racked up 1,000 yards. Last season, he exploded for 1,533 yards and 10 touchdowns on 103 catches. That's the kind of elite production we're banking on to light up Soldier Field. The concern came from a Minnesota Star-Tribune report on September 2nd, where Ben Goesling hinted that Jefferson's hamstring issues might need long-term management. He's had nagging injuries before, and with his explosive cuts and physical style, the Vikings are taking no chances. But Jefferson's been grinding in training camp, focusing on strength and mobility to ensure he's at his best. Can he hit the ground running against a Bears secondary that's still finding its groove? Vikings Nation, imagine JJ torching Chicago's defense with those silky routes. With Kevin O'Connell's creative play calling, we could see Jefferson feast early and often. What's your bold prediction for his Week 1 stats? Drop it below, and let's see who nails it. With our WR1 locked and loaded, the stage is set for a high-octane opener. But what about the rest of our receiving core? Let's talk about that next. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, our wide receiver depth. Rumors swirled that Jordan Addison might miss the Bears game due to a possible suspension, but hold the phone. There's no official word from the Vikings or the NFL confirming this for Week 1. Vikings news on X suggests Addison's status is murky, but we're assuming he's suiting up until we hear otherwise. Losing him would sting, especially after his 911 yards and 10 TDs last season. But we've got depth to lean on. Enter Adam Thielen, the hometown hero making a triumphant return to Minnesota via trade. The veteran wideout, who spent his first 9 NFL seasons with the Vikings, is back to provide a reliable target for our new QB. Thielen's savvy route running and clutch hands could be a game-changer, especially if defenses double-team Jefferson. Pair that with Jalen Nailor, who's recovering from a hand injury, and we've got options to keep the Bears guessing. What do you think, SKOL Squad? Can Thielen turn back the clock and ball out with JJ? Or will Nailor step up as a surprise X-factor? Hit the comments with your take. With our receiving core navigating some uncertainty, all eyes are on our new starting quarterback to tie it all together. Let's shift gears and talk about J.J. McCarthy's big moment. It's J.J. McCarthy time, Vikings fans. Our 2024 first-round pick is finally making his NFL debut after missing his entire rookie season due to 2 knee surgeries. Vikings news from the playoffs confirms McCarthy's fully recovered and ready to lead the offense under the bright lights of Monday Night Football. This is no ordinary debut. It's against a division rival in a primetime showdown. Talk about pressure. Jefferson had some fire words about McCarthy in his Escapist interview, praising his dog mentality and work ethic. He knows he's not the top quarterback in the league right now, but he's grinding to get better, Jefferson said. McCarthy's been studying Kevin O'Connell's complex scheme, and with weapons like Jefferson, Thielen, and Aaron Jones, he's got the tools to shine. But can a second-year rookie handle the Bears' aggressive defense led by Dennis Allen? SKOL Nation, are you hyped for McCarthy's first snap? Drop a SKOL in the comments if you think he's gonna ball out. The stakes are high, but with O'Connell's play calling and a stacked defense, McCarthy could start this season with a statement. Next up, let's dive into how our offense is shaping up for 2025. The Vikings offense is a powder keg ready to explode. Folks, with Kevin O'Connell entering his fourth year as head coach, the play calling is sharper than ever. The playoffs reports that O'Connell and offensive coordinator Wes Phillips have built a scheme to maximize McCarthy's mobility and precision. Add in a beefed-up offensive line with newcomers Ryan Kelly and Will Fries from the Colts, plus rookie guard Donovan Jackson, and we've got a fortress protecting our QB. Running back Aaron Jones is still the heartbeat of our ground game, but the addition of Jordan Mason from the 49ers adds depth and power. 365 Scores notes that the Vikings offense ranked 12th in passing and 9th in scoring last season, even with Sam Darnold at the helm. Now, with McCarthy's potential and Jefferson's dominance, could we crack the top 5? The Bears' defense, missing key corner Jalen Johnson due to a groin injury, might be ripe for the picking. What's your vibe, Vikings fans? Will our offense light up the scoreboard in Week 1, or will Chicago's blitz-heavy scheme give us fits? Let me know in the comments. With our attack looking lethal, let's flip to the other side of the ball and talk about our defense, which might just be the key to this game. Our defense is straight-up nasty, Vikings Nation. Coordinated by Brian Flores, this unit was a blitzing machine last season, leading the NFL in pressure rate. 365 Scores highlights that our front seven, anchored by Jonathan Greenid, allowed just 93.5 rushing yards per game in 2024. With additions like Jeff Okudah and Isaiah Rodgers in the secondary, we're aiming for a top 5 defense in 2025. Can they shut down Caleb Williams and the Bears' offense? The catch? Our secondary's still a work in progress. The playoffs points out we gave up 262 passing yards per game last season, and deep coverage remains a weak spot. Flores' aggressive scheme relies on that elite pass rush to mask those vulnerabilities, but Chicago's young QB could exploit any mistakes. If Greenid and company can keep Williams on his heels, we might see a few game-changing turnovers. SKOL Squad, what's the defensive key to beating the Bears? More sacks or tighter coverage? Drop your game plan below. With our defense poised to dominate, let's zoom out and look at the big picture for the Vikings' 2025 season goals. Let's talk expectations, Vikings fans. After a 14-3 record in 2024 but a crushing wild-card loss to the Rams, the Vikings are hungry for more. The playoffs notes that GM Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and O'Connell have built a roster to compete in the brutal NFC North. With the Lions still atop the division, a Week 1 win could set the tone for a deep playoff run. Are we Super Bowl contenders? The offseason moves scream ambition. From bringing back Thielen to bolstering the O-line with Kelly, Fries, and Jackson, the Vikings are all in. ESPN reports that our front seven could be among the league's best, but McCarthy's growth and the secondary's cohesion will be the X factors. If we can steal a road win in Chicago, the momentum could carry us far. What's your ceiling for this team, SKOL Nation? Division title, NFC Championship, or dare we say Super Bowl? Hit the comments with your bold predictions. Next, let's break down why this Bears matchup is so crucial for our season. This Bears game isn't just Week 1. It's a statement, Vikings fans. Deadspin recalls last season's overtime thriller, where we edged Chicago 30-27 behind Sam Darnold's clutch play. Now, with McCarthy under center and Jefferson at full strength, we've got a chance to assert dominance early. A win here sends a message to the NFC North. The Vikings are coming for the crown. Chicago's got their own storyline with rookie head coach Ben Johnson and a revamped defense under Dennis Allen. Deadspin notes that Caleb Williams is growing, but without Jalen Johnson, their secondary could be vulnerable. If McCarthy can connect with Jefferson early, we might see a highlight reel performance that puts the league on notice. SKOL Squad, What's the key to winning this road opener? A fast start or a strong finish? Drop your thoughts below. Let's keep the energy up and look at how McCarthy's debut could shape his legacy. J.J. McCarthy's first start is more than a game. It's the start of a new era. Vikings Nation. Pro Football calls him the ruler of our 2025 season, with his performance dictating how far we go. After a year of learning O'Connell's system from the sidelines, McCarthy's ready to show why we drafted him 10th overall. But a primetime road game against a division rival? That's a trial by fire. Jefferson's confidence in McCarthy is infectious. He praised JJ's hunger to improve and his ability to run the offense. The playoffs notes that O'Connell's scheme is tailor-made for a mobile, precise QB like McCarthy. If he can avoid rookie mistakes and lean on veterans like Jefferson and Thielen, we could see the makings of a franchise quarterback. What do you think, fans? Will McCarthy shine in his debut, or will the Bears' blitzes rattle him? Let's hear your predictions in the comments. Next, let's talk about how Jefferson's health changes the game plan. Justin Jefferson's return to 100% is a game-changer, SKOL Nation. After missing 7 games in 2023 and sitting out the preseason, his clean bill of health is music to our ears. Vikings news from the playoffs confirms he's been a full participant in practice, and Kevin O'Connell's optimistic about his Week 1 impact. With Chicago's secondary banged up, JJ could be in for a monster day. Last season, Jefferson had just 2 catches against the Bears in Chicago, per Deadspin. That's not happening again. With McCarthy looking to him as the primary target, expect O'Connell to dial up plays that exploit Jefferson's elite route running and explosiveness. If the Bears double-team him, it opens up opportunities for Thielen or even TJ Hawkinson, who's also back in action. Vikings fans, how many yards is JJ racking up in Week 1? Drop your stat line predictions below. With our offense firing on all cylinders, let's check out how our new-look O-line sets the stage. The offensive line is our unsung hero for 2025, Vikings Nation. 365 Scores highlights the additions of Ryan Kelly and Will Fries from the Colts, plus rookie Donovan Jackson from Ohio State, who allowed just 2 sacks in his final college season. This unit's built to give McCarthy time to find Jefferson and protect Aaron Jones for those big runs. Can they hold up against Chicago's pass rush? Last season, our O-line was solid but not spectacular. With these upgrades, we're looking at a potential top 10 unit. The playoffs notes that Kelly and Fries bring veteran presence, while Jackson's athleticism adds a new dimension. If they can keep McCarthy clean, we could see a balanced attack that keeps the Bears' defense on its heels. SKOL Squad, what's the O-line's biggest test in Week 1? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's shift to the running game and how Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason could dominate. Aaron Jones is ready to carry the load. Vikings fans, our veteran RB racked up 798 rushing yards and 285 receiving yards last season, per Deadspin. With Jordan Mason joining as a rotational back after a strong stint with the 49ers, our ground game is deeper than ever. The playoffs notes that Mason's physical style complements Jones' elusiveness, giving us a 1-2 punch. Chicago's run defense was middle of the pack last season, and with Flores' aggressive scheme keeping their offense off balance, we could control the clock. O'Connell loves a balanced attack, and if the O-line opens holes, Jones and Mason could feast. Imagine McCarthy handing off to Jones for a 20-yard scamper. SKOL vibes all day. What's your call, Vikings Nation? Will Jones break 100 yards, or will Mason steal the show? Hit the comments with your predictions. Next, let's talk about our pass rush and why it's a nightmare for Caleb Williams. Our pass rush is coming for blood. SKOL Nation. Jonathan Greenid is poised for a breakout year, with the playoffs projecting him as one of the NFL's top edge rushers in 2025. Last season, our defense led the league in blitz frequency, and Flores isn't slowing down. With 93.5 rushing yards allowed per game, our front 7 is a brick wall that could make life miserable for Chicago's O-line. The Bears' offense, led by Caleb Williams, is still finding its identity. Deadspin notes that Williams struggled against our blitz-heavy scheme last season, and without Jalen Johnson, their secondary might not stop our passing game either. If Greenid and company can rack up sacks, we could force turnovers that swing the game. Vikings fans, how many sacks are we getting in Week 1? Drop your number in the comments. With our defense ready to dominate, let's look at the secondary's challenges and opportunities. The secondary's our biggest question mark, Vikings Nation. The playoffs reports we allowed 262 passing yards per game in 2024, and with a revamped unit featuring Jeff Okudah and Isaiah Rodgers, cohesion is key. Flores' aggressive blitzing puts pressure on our DBs to cover deep, and Chicago's receivers could test us. Can our new additions step up? On the flip side, Okudah and Rodgers bring athleticism and potential. Vikings News on X mentions Harrison Smith, a 2025 team captain, providing veteran leadership. If we can limit big plays and force Williams into mistakes, our secondary could silence the doubters. A pick six from Stephon Gilmore. Anyone? SKOL Squad, what's the key to our secondary holding up? More takeaways or tighter coverage? Let me know below. Let's wrap up with the intangibles that could decide this game. It's all about the intangibles, Vikings fans. Kevin O'Connell's leadership and Brian Flores' defensive genius give us an edge. Sporting News praised O'Connell for coaxing a stellar season out of Sam Darnold last year. And now he's molding McCarthy into a star. Add in the electric atmosphere of Soldier Field, and this game's got all the makings of a classic. Our team captains, McCarthy, Jefferson, Harrison Smith, Aaron Jones, and others, set the tone per Vikings on X. Their leadership will be crucial in a hostile environment. If we can channel that SKOL spirit and execute O'Connell's game plan, we're walking out of Chicago with a W. What's the X factor for this game, SKOL Nation? Coaching, leadership, or pure heart? Drop it in the comments. Let's close out with why this opener sets the stage for a legendary season. Vikings Nation, this is our moment. A Week 1 win over the Bears could ignite a 2025 season for the ages. With Jefferson at full strength, McCarthy making his debut, and a defense ready to dominate, the pieces are in place for something special. The playoff says we're built to compete in the NFC North, and it all starts in Chicago on September 8th. Picture this. McCarthy hits Jefferson for a 50-yard TD, Greenid sacks Williams, and the SKOL chant echoes in Soldier Field. That's the vibe we're bringing. We've got the talent, the coaching, and the heart to make a deep playoff run. Are you ready to ride with us all season long? SKOL Vikings. If you're as hyped as I am, smash that like button, drop your Week 1 predictions in the comments, and subscribe to the channel for all the latest Vikings news. Share this with your fellow fans, and let's get ready to roar on Monday night. SKOL.